Continuing our data transformation exercise, we sometimes want to summarize with summaries other than the simple mean. For example, we talked previously about how the current population survey is a sample drawn where everyone has unequal probabilities of sample inclusion. We really need to include the sample weights. In this case, we could make our estimate a weighted mean. To learn about weighted mean, type in your console question weighted.mean. And here you'll get the help file. You can see that it takes two arguments. X is a vector of numeric values and W is a weight. If you scroll down, you can see some examples of how this function works. In our example, we're going to take the weighted mean of this variable, and I'm going to actually put it on a new line to help my code all fit on the page. Okay, so X is the variable I'm summarizing. That's Inc. wage, and the weights here are going to be the annual social and economic supplement weights, ASEC weight, which you downloaded when you downloaded the data. So let's see what that looks like. Now we have summaries. For every year, we've taken the sample weighted mean of income. And remember, we would use weighted means because we want to learn about the population as a whole, and we need to incorporate the sampling design into our estimator for those population quantities. Sometimes we may not want to stop at means. Perhaps we want to summarize the 10th, 50th, and 90th percentile. For that, we would want a weighted quantile function. One such function exists in the hmiss package. If you want to install the hmiss package, type install packages hmiss. This is a package that has lots of functions in it. So you could, at the top, where we've loaded other packages, we could do library hmiss to load those functions. But you can sometimes run into a problem when you load all kinds of packages with the library operator, the library function. You might end up with multiple functions that have the same name, but do different things in the different packages. They have a conflict. The hmiss package is a risk for conflicts because it just has so many functions. So instead of loading it that way, let's learn how to load the package just for one function. Here we're going to use the weighted quantile function. So if you type question weighted quantile, you'll get the help file. So this is a help file for several weighted statistical estimates functions, and we're going to use this one, which estimates weighted quantiles. So you estimate what's the person such that 10th percent of the sample weight is on people with lower incomes, for example. To use the weighted quantile function, we'll use weighted quantile, and then we'll give it its arguments. Here it has X is the vector to be summarized, weights is the weights, and then probs tells it the probability value of the quantile to be estimated. So if we wanted to estimate the 10th percentile, we could say probs equals 0.1. And just for clarity, let's call this estimate P10 to be clear that this is the 10th percentile. So there's one last thing missing here. Remember, we didn't load the package hmiss. R won't know where to find this weighted quantile function. To load the package for only this function, we're going to type the name of the package and then 2 colons. So this tells R, don't load that whole package, just look in it for this particular function and use that function. And there we have it. These are estimates of the 10th percentile of income grouped by year. On your own, you could now estimate the 50th and 90th percentiles by changing this probs argument before you go on to the next part.